Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 5 O'Clock Sweats podcast. As always, I'm Ryan, joined by
Derick,
Chris,
and tonight we are continuing, kind of like a part 2 of our, well, we dubbed it kind of like a Millennial Nostalgia episode or saga. We started talking about
saga. I like it.
that. Yeah, I like that too. We're gonna stick with it. So the Millennial Nostalgia Saga. Part 1, we discussed some old toys we used to enjoy playing with growing up, and then we also dabbled into some food that was probably not the best for our health growing up, and we're lucky to still be here, honestly. So today we're transitioning into television and movies we watched growing up. So
yeah, we are.
Yeah, so this is a little more, in our wheelhouse and theme with the podcast overall. We actually haven't talked about television and movies in a while, so this will be a good kind of change of pace and getting back on track. So yeah, I'd like to just open up the discussion, talking about some, we'll start with some TV shows, and then we'll transition into movies later in the episode. So, we have some of the classics like Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, all that good stuff. So, let's see. What do we want to start with?
I'll go first on this one.
Let's go.
When we decided we were going to do some TV movie stuff, I don't know why, but every time I think of like TV in the 90s, the first thing I think of is Stickly. And we talked about this off recording, but like, do you guys remember Stickly?
I
don't.
A quick Google search jogged my memory quickly, and it all came flooding back into my memory
quickly
bank.
For Stickly. So he was the Nickelodeon mascot for a little bit, or I don't know if he was mascot. He was just like a character that showed up between shows or like during commercial breaks. He was legit just a popsicle stick with 2 googly eyes, a nose, and a mouth. And he would just kind of like bop around on screen and say shit.
Holy shit. Now that I see it, I totally remember this. What a low budget idea. Oh my gosh.
But it was effective. I don't know, and I'll be honest, I can't. Can you envision his voice or its voice?
No.
0%. I cannot.
I shouldn't gender the stick. But I don't recall what it sounded like at all.
Yeah, not at all. All
That's
I remember
really
is that Stickly existed.
Yeah,
and for some reason is like the sticking memory in my mind for the last 30 years.
I see what you did there.
It wasn't animated in any way, was it? It was just like the face was just like a fixed expression and just some guy or gal holding the stick up from underneath like a table and just voicing it.
Basically. Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, they may have changed like the mouth occasionally for like maybe like a frowny face or like just a straight line. But it was smiling for the most part. So when I mentioned that I looked this thing up and all the memories flashed back, I recall that I guess I had like a mild obsession with this thing growing up.
Wait. No, you know what? I was gonna say please continue, but please.
Yeah. So I'm not ashamed to admit that I would finish like a popsicle. I would clean off the stick, and I would create my own little Stickly, my own little guy. I had googly eyes from like arts and crafts that my sister and I would do at home, and I would just like put like a little cotton ball on for the nose, and then I would just draw the mouth with a marker, and I had Stickly, and yeah, he was like a little companion of mine. I would just like I had my own IRL Stickly.
2 things on that.
Yeah.
1, admittedly adorable. 2, you have to break me off a piece of what the hell did you make him sound like?
Oh, I think I just tried to impersonate the voice that I heard on TV, but I don't remember what he sounded like or what it sounded like. So
That's lost to time now.
I can't even recreate it right now for you, but it was probably something kind of nasally, like, "Hey, I'm Mr. Snickley." Something like that,
Yep,
maybe.
that's what I wanted.
Yep. Yeah, so that was the thing growing up. A core memory unlocked after I saw this thing's face again after many years.
Wow. So I'm gonna be honest, like after hearing you say that, like that just explains so much.
All right,
I just looked up a video.
I'm not going to ask you
And
to
apparently
elaborate.
he kind of sounds a little bit like this.
Hearing that you
Okay, that
made
sounds
your
right.
own popsicle stick puppets,
Yeah.
now I understand.
I clearly had a lot of friends growing up. And I just wanted to add to the group.
The gang's all here.
The more the merrier, yeah. The gang's all here. That'll alluding to
That's good.
Another
So
show
maybe you were eating these popsicles while you were watching something. You want to break another one off of this list?
Yeah, well, since we just I made a little reference there if you caught that. I mean, you can't talk about old television shows from Nickelodeon without mentioning the GOAT, SpongeBob. Like, is there a better cartoon?
It is upsettingly old.
It is, but it holds up so well, and it'll hold up forever. Especially the first. I don't know how many seasons SpongeBob is now. It's probably going on like 20 seasons now.
No, it's got to be more than that,
well,
right?
probably,
like 23, 24?
I guess. I don't. Are they still making new ones?
No,
I
think,
don't trust what I'm seeing on Wikipedia.
few-
It says
a few
13
years ag-
seasons. That don't sound right.
No, that doesn't.
Anyway,
a few
like-
years ago, I think they stopped.
Okay, but like the first the first like 5 to 8 years of SpongeBob were just unmatched. So good, so funny, and it was just like a cartoon that was for everybody, like any age group. Like my parents, my dad specifically would watch the show with us, and like he loved it. Like we'll still quote SpongeBob to this day. And is there a more
What are his go-to quotes? What does he like to reference?
He likes the swinging around town, the blowing bubble episode where SpongeBob's talking about technique. So like if him and I are like playing, like if we're playing disc golf or something or pickleball, and I mess up, he's like, technique.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Real quick, I did some fact checking here. So there are, in fact, 13 seasons of SpongeBob, but the reason for that is the seasons usually span like 2+ years.
God.
So I don't even know.
What is it, One Piece?
I don't know how that works, but that's a thing. And it looks like, I think the last, so season 13 wrapped up actually last November.
So in
Or no,
reality,
wait, what?
it's like,
Season finale? No, it'll be this November, I guess.
oh,
So they're still going.
They are creating new episodes.
But oh yeah, maybe there's I guess they're waiting to hear if there's a season 14. I did not know that. That's so interesting.
So in reality, if it's like 2 years per season, it's like season 28. We're getting close to 30 seasons, which is
Yeah.
that makes me sick to my stomach.
I think 99, right, is when it
It's a
started.
99 joint. This cartoon is older than one of my cousins. It's nuts.
There you go.
It's just like the most I think it's the most culturally relevant cartoon of all time. It just gets referenced.
The Simpsons, I'd argue.
Maybe, yeah, but I feel like every day I'm on social media, I see at least one SpongeBob reference a day. I feel like, I mean,
I also think, like, when I look back on, like, any cartoons, I would say that, like, SpongeBob was probably the most, like, branded of all of them. Like, I mean, think about how much, like, merch, just SpongeBob, anything they made, you know what I mean? Like, notebooks, pencils, toys, games, like, literally anything and everything that could have SpongeBob on it did.
Pencil
And, like,
cases.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Those
literally
shitty hard
anything.
erasers that were on top.
yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a cultural phenomenon for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's a show like I want to go back and I want to rewatch it with like my niece and nephew, and just like relive all the memories. And I hope they. I mean, they're probably gonna love it. I mean, I just feel like that show, like you can show that show to kids 50 years from now, and it's gonna be hilarious still.
Yeah.
And relevant. Like it's still gonna be relatable to some extent. Like I saw something not too long ago. It was like the character Squidward now like is the most relatable character in like television history. Like, we feel your pain, Squidward. We know what you were feeling back then. We were just too young to realize it. Now that we're old and grizzled and worn down, beaten down by life, yeah, that we understand why you were so angry all the time. Oh man, do you guys have? Would you be able to name like a favorite episode off the top of your head?
Hell no.
The one where he goes into Sandy's house for the first time and he doesn't need it. He doesn't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. And then he needs it.
He needs it big time. Yeah, that's the classic. For me, for me, like I always just love the episode where they're cursing and it's just dolphin noises, and I just think that's like one of the most clever episodes ever of any cartoon, because it's just like we were kids watching that, and our parents are probably watching that being like, this is hilarious, but also like, should my kid be watching this?
It's a sentence enhancer. It's just an excuse to whip out the shitty impressions I have.
And now you can rewatch the episode and you can fill in. It's like ad lib, right? Or like Mad Lib. You just fill in the word that they're probably using in that scenario. It's so funny.
Oh,
all right.
God.
Well, before we make a whole SpongeBob episode, let's move on to another show here. Chris, is there a show that you see that tickles your fancy?
All right. So when I think of, I was not a big cartoon kid, but when I do think of cartoons growing up, the immediate image in my head is Rocket Power.
Ooh.
And
Woogity, 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 woogity.
Rocket Power was like prime, like extreme sports, right? Like we even in the 90s and 2000s, we even called them extreme sports, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
skateboarding, rollerblading, surfing, snowboarding, BMX, whatever it was. Rocket Power obviously had it. And I think I was like kind of into a lot of that stuff. So it like X Games and watching all that stuff. So like to have a cartoon that represented that felt really, that was like fun and like pretty relatable. And of course, like the characters are like way like over the top, like even like just like stoner vibe, even though they're like little kids. And then of course, like, it's got all the stuff that, kid cartoons have, like trying to teach us lessons. But meanwhile, I'm just like, thinking about like, the tricks that they're doing on the half pipe and shit like that. But some pretty iconic, stuff. And I don't remember, like, is this true or is this just a memory I had? But did they have like guests, like relative, like athletes to the time that were like on the show and like did voice work too? You know what I mean?
Ooh, I want to say like Tony Hawk was on the show.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like
maybe he wasn't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know how I would go about figuring that out. But there's a lot about Rocket Power that I don't remember. But what I do remember is being jealous of like they would be snowboarding down to their town. Then they'd skateboard down to the ocean to surf. God, man.
Yeah, these guys.
There's a lot of opportunity for guests to show up.
All terrain there. But yeah, that was a great show for me. And that's definitely like where my mind goes immediately. And I probably watched that more than, any other cartoon.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites. I
still hear the theme song in my head.
The theme song slapped. It slapped. A lot of these shows had great intro songs. Also, like, there's no way that like all the adult characters in the show were not just baked every episode. Like
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Raymundo,
Twister,
Tito. He's like making tacos or whatever. He's just like he's the food, like the chef, like
just straight up.
He's got the munchies.
Was hilarious.
Raymundo.
Also, like a pretty generic, like for the time, like art style.
It was kind of a unique art style. I haven't seen a show kind of emulate that or like have a similar.
I felt like
art
it kind of vibed with the same like a lot of the other cartoons around that time. Maybe not. I don't know.
It was like more like, I don't know. The characters were like more, had like more, I don't know, they were bumpier, I guess. I can't really, like the lines were kind of like wiggly, you know, like
yeah, they
not
looked a little like
straight-edged.
yeah, they looked a little like lumpy.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly, that's a good word.
Everyone had like a misshapen head. Do you remember Conroy?
Conroy.
The guy
No, I
with
don't
the
remember
dreads?
Conroy.
You gotta look him up.
Oh, yeah, Conroy. He was just like hanging out in town, right?
Well,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was like supposed to be like Rasta. I think that was like the vibe.
Oh, that guy. Oh, yeah. And there's no way he wasn't baked either.
Yeah, they were all great times though, honestly.
Yeah. No,
Damn.
the show was awesome.
Yeah, I mentioned being jealous of them being able to just like snowboard into skateboard into surf, but I think out of all of these shows, the thing that I was the most jealous of was Arnold's room from Hey Arnold.
Dude, Arnold's room was sick. Yeah.
Holy shit.
It was like in the attic.
Top floor, yeah, in the attic. He had the flip out Murphy bed thing. He had
The
roof
sunroof.
access.
Yeah.
He had the sweet wallpaper. Like,
It was spacious, too. Lots of room
my
in there.
God. I always wanted a room just like Arnold's.
Hey, man, you're an
Never got
adult.
it.
Make your dreams come true.
I rent.
For
It
now.
If my bed flipped into the wall, I'm in my neighbor's apartment.
Yeah. Dude, Hey Arnold, like, besides SpongeBob, might be, like, my second favorite show from this era. It's so good. It's also just, like, one of those shows, like SpongeBob, that is just going to be relevant. And it's going to just always hit the same forever. Like, a lot of the messages it sent, the characters. Yeah, it was just so fun.
The theme song slapped too.
Theme
That's
song,
another
yeah.
one.
Theme song was good.
Arnold,
Hey Arnold.
move it, football head. Hell yeah.
Dude, there were some weird things on that show too. Like, I don't know, I mean, Helga's shrine
Oh yeah,
For
made out of
Arnold?
gum.
made
right?
out of gum, yeah, it was gross, but she had like his hat,
God.
or did she acquired his hat in an episode?
Yeah, and put on the shrine. Oh, why am I about to tell this to the public?
Oh shit.
Remember the
you have a
episode where
shrine?
Helga had like dental work done or something like that, and she was loopy afterwards, and she was like
Kind of.
going to go confess to Arnold.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So-
yeah, yeah. Oh no.
When I got my wisdom teeth out, apparently that was like the first fucking thing I thought of while I was like in the car getting driven home from wisdom teeth surgery, and I either texted or called my high school crush
no.
and just laid it all out on the table.
Did you
It was
really?
Not good, boys. It was not good.
Oh my god, wait, that's an incredible
But it was
story.
because of Helga and Hey Arnold.
Damn.
Did she ever
That's the end
talk
of my
to you
story.
again?
Somebody else, please talk.
I want to hear more. Yeah, no, I mean, the episode I always like when I think of Harold, the episode I immediately think of is the Pigeon Man episode.
Ooh, yeah, I got some deep lore on that one.
Yeah, right. Like, there's some theories out there about that episode.
Yeah,
some
I know
kinda
exactly what you're talking about. You want to talk about it, or do we want to?
We could just. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's dark shit, but it's pretty interesting. So, I mean,
Yeah, dear listener, if you have time, please look that theory up. It's dark, but it's good.
yeah.
But I feel like I think of that one and Stoop Kid.
Stoop kid's afraid to leave a stoop.
Yeah, he was, and then he wasn't. Oh shit! Spoiler. Yeah, it's been like 30 years. It's fine.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it by now, you're missing out. But Chocolate Boy, just like
Oh God, I forgot about Chocolate Boy.
kid had a problem. Like, is he just like a homeless child? Like, does he have a home or parents or anything? Like, he's just on the street, basically like a metaphor for a crack addict.
Oh my God,
I mean, or just a drug addict in general. Or just like he needs his chocolate.
you're not wrong.
No, I'm serious. Like, they knew what they were doing with that character.
My God.
Man.
I want to watch that again now. Just like front to back, Hey Arnold.
You're probably a big Ruth fan.
Hi, Ruth.
Hi, Ruth.
Hi, Ruth. There's another story. And a crush on a girl named Ruth.
Oh man.
That's the end of the story.
I mean, we can just make this episode about Derick's love life. Yeah.
Am I Arnold? Like, what?
Hey, small man.
Oh no, that wasn't the best of my impressions.
Grandpa.
Yeah.
Grandpa. Dude, I love short man.
Short man, there it is.
Short
yeah.
man. Short man. Yeah, that
And then
the character in that
grandma
house
was just like unhinged, right?
Yeah, she was nuts. She was like a survivalist, right? Or she had like army gear and shit she would wear.
Yeah.
And then the people that lived in the house with them, like the
Mr. Kokoschka, Mr. Wynn.
Kokoschka, Mr. Wynn.
Dude, Mr. Wynn had that one country music episode. Do you remember that? It was so good. They got like actual country singer to do it.
Yeah, it rings a bell. It rings a bell.
And then that one heartbreaking episode where he tries to find his daughter.
Jeez, that show got deep, man.
Yeah. And then you had Mr. Kokoschka, who's just like the scumbag that is just like mooching off of his wife, who's just always threatening to leave him, right?
Yeah.
Susie, make me a sandwich.
All right. Let's move on to a different show. So I don't know. I'm stuck between a couple here, but I'm just gonna go. I don't have a lot to say about the show, but I just feel like I just want to mention it for a second because I don't know. It just really it just really like sticks in my brain. Is Ren and Stimpy, and that show was just like gross.
Yeah,
that was an.
I remember even
show.
as a kid, I didn't like that show.
Yeah, that was.
I watched it, but
I don't know. It was just like, it was just really disgusting. Like I don't know what the creators were thinking with that show. Like they were just like, what's the appeal? Is it because it's so gross? It's like I don't know. I there's one episode in particular that I don't know if I can prove that it exists, but I know that I saw
the sawing episode.
I don't know if it's a sawing episode.
Sawing things? No,
there was like an episode where like Stimpy like shit his pants or something like that. Like I swear to God, this happened. Like he like pooped on the floor or something, and it like was a whole episode. I swear to God, I don't like. I think it got banned or something because I remember seeing it one time on TV and then I was never able to find it ever again.
Bro, you definitely shit your pants and then just somehow
blamed Ren and Stimpy.
Your brain just like created a Ren and Stimpy episode to like hide the trauma.
No, Google is not bringing anything up for me. I don't think this existed.
Dude, I'm telling you. All right, well, I'm gonna look. I'll look it up later. I'll do some research later, but I know I didn't make that shit up. Anyway, that's all I really had to say about that show. It was just kind of gross, and I didn't really get much value out of that. It wasn't. I didn't learn any lessons from that show.
Except not to shit your pants.
Yeah. Let's move to a show that we all can talk about, and that is Rugrats.
There we go.
There's another theme song that slapped back in the day. I think legally that's as much as we're allowed to do.
Yeah.
Dude, Rugrats. I remember always looking forward to like when that would come up. Here's another reference. Remember the TV Guide channel?
Yeah.
You had to go to a
gosh.
specific channel.
Yeah.
And it would have just like a scrolling
guide?
TV guide of what was
Isn't
going
that
on.
crazy? That's crazy that was the thing.
Yeah.
I do remember that. I do remember
The TV
that.
Guide little book they'd give
Oh
you.
yeah, the book too. But I remember scoping out the channel looking for Rugrats, and when I saw it, I'm like, all right, it is on.
It is on. Yeah, that show was awesome.
I just remember the parents being like, why why did they make the parents so weird? And like, why did they look so, you know what I mean? Like at the time it didn't seem that off-putting, but then like when I look at pictures now, the parents were weird as hell.
It was just the art style. Dude, Stu was hilarious. He was just like this goofy dad, like
Goofy,
inventor.
exhausted dad.
Yeah, he was an inventor. And yeah, Dee Dee was just like, I can hear Dee Dee's voice in my head right now.
And she would always follow the advice of a Dr. Lipschitz.
Dr. Lipschitz. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then the
was it Betty and Howard, right? Those were the twins' parents.
Yeah, Phil and Lil. Wait,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, those were their names. Phil and Lil DeVille. It was Betty and
You're
Howard.
right. Sorry, yeah, Betty. Yeah, sorry, Betty and Howard. I was gonna talk about Betty. Betty was awesome. She was hilarious. She was like, I don't know, like yeah. she was
Like
a
a Packers
character.
fan.
Yeah, basically. She was the type of mom that could beat you in an arm wrestling match.
I remember Chaz. Chaz. That was his name, right?
That was Chucky's dad.
Yeah, Finster.
And their
I
mom.
feel
Just
like
the nerdy one, right?
I feel like I had this well, I definitely had the Reptar, but I think that like wasn't there like a car that they had that was like the Reptar, like the Reptar mobile or something like that?
Yeah, from the first
Rugrats,
movie.
the movie, right? Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Yeah, because I feel like I had that too, as like a
Yeah,
toy.
Really?
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
that's sick. I didn't have that. I'm jealous. I want that now.
I was
But-
going to say the same thing.
Is there
Well, it
a?
wasn't life size.
Oh, I thought you could like ride in it.
No. It was like a,
Oh.
like for
Like a Hot Wheel.
Yeah, whatever, something like that.
Okay, that's way less cool.
Oh, okay.
No,
Jeez, now,
it's still pretty cool.
now he's not jealous of me anymore.
So speaking of the movies, like the Rugrats movie, the first movie, and the second movie, I think the second movie is better. They're both
Was that when they
really good.
found Kimmy?
Yeah, they go
Or
to
not
Paris.
found Kimmy, but yeah.
They become friends with Kimmy, and then they have that epic fight with the giant reptar, like the giant mechanical reptar. It's like a kaiju fight in Paris, basically.
Sweet.
Yeah, I love that movie growing up. I saw it in theaters, and then I've seen it a few times since then.
Wow.
And then
That is dedication.
and then Chucky's dad finds love. He falls in love with Kimmy's mom. It was so sweet.
Kira.
Yeah. And then she was in the show afterwards, which was pretty cool. I was like, oh, this is
World building.
one of my world.
Added lore.
Yeah. But was there a more
Do you know about the
despicable-
fan theories for that one too?
No, there's fan theories.
Yeah, there's like theories about what all the kids represent, and like some of the kids are dead.
Oh shit!
What?
Why are all the
Yeah,
theories
maybe I
dark?
shouldn't have brought this one up.
Why are all the theories depressing?
Let's move on.
Well, before we move on, was there a more despicable character in television than Angelica? Like, I hated her.
Oh yeah, she kind of did suck though, right?
She was awful. She was just the worst. I wished ill will upon her when I was a child. I was like, I hate her.
3.
She sucks.
Or 5.
She's mean. She sucks. Yeah. Her and her doll, Cynthia.
Cynthia, she's a really cool dancer.
Fucking Cynthia. Fucking Angelica. All right.
Cynthia is really dark in that fan theory. But anyway, somebody else pick a show.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I gotta look this thing up.
It's bad.
Derek's got the dirt.
The 90s dirt.
Let me. I think. Which one? I think I want to bring up like some of like the Batman series, right? I think they were like different animated Batman shows, but I just watched anything Batman that I can't differentiate them in my head, but I totally have a vivid memory of Batman Beyond.
Yes.
Because it was a younger Batman, and I also remember like his look was a lot different than like traditional Batman, because like he wasn't supposed to be as buff, and like I feel like I could be making this up, but did he have like some kind of wings or something? I feel like I
think he had
like,
wings.
Yeah.
I
had like a wingsuit.
I can
type
picture
thing going on.
the character model in my head. Right
Okay, he did have wings, yeah, because
they
I
were
remember
little
having like
red
a few,
wings.
yeah, action figures, and yeah, I don't know. I just thought this was like, I mean, looking back now, I kind of think it looks like shit, but like at the time,
At the time,
it was kind of like it was definitely like a cool interpretation of like what Batman could look like, but you know, for me, it was just an excuse to get more Batman action figures. So, you know, I was pretty much down with that.
Yeah, I think I did have a Batman Beyond action figure, but just one. I don't think I had any other ones.
And I feel like this show, I don't know, didn't it have like a pretty short run?
That sounds right to me. I feel like whenever I
think
like
so.
hear about it, that's
Yeah,
like,
it began in
52
'99
episodes.
and ended in 2001.
Damn.
So 52 episodes spanning 3 seasons. Wow.
Sounds like an easy rewatch.
52
right?
episodes. Jeez.
Well,
I mean, I'm sure they were like 20 minutes or something.
yeah, I actually haven't watched any. I don't think I've seen. I might have seen some of Batman Beyond or Batman Beyond, but I really haven't. I didn't really watch much of it at all. I could even tell you the. I'm sure the story is your traditional Batman story, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I don't know much besides that.
I forgot Will Friedle
Is
was the one who voiced Batman. Eric Matthews from Boy Meets World, the older brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
wait, what?
Yeah. I just spotted his name on the Wikipedia. I'm like, no way. I forgot about that.
Wow, I gotta like watch a clip just to like refresh my brain on what he sounds like. But that's gonna be crazy to hear that. Damn.
Well, that's another one on this list. Boy Meets World. I feel like that was, of the non-cartoons, probably my favorite show coming out of the 90s. Boy Meets World.
Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest. Wasn't much of a Boy Meets World guy growing up. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
Damn.
That's
I thought we were friends, dude.
that's Topanga, Mr. Feeney.
Yeah.
Yeah, why you acting
Yeah.
like you don't know?
I just wanted to make sure.
So that show, I think what was great about that show is like we were probably pretty much like the perfect age
Yeah.
for the show, because I felt like a lot of what the episodes were like pretty relatable to I guess like our age. And then of course like the characters were all like pretty iconic. And then I don't know, there was something about a show like that where you grew up with the show and the characters, right? Like they aged with you kind of. Granted, they were obviously older than we were, but I don't know. There was something about that. That was like probably the first show that I like had that experience with. So that's why I think, I look back on it. And of course, it was funny. It was funny, but it was also like, it had like, teaching moments, like all, kind of shows like that do. I don't know.
Especially from Mr. Feeney.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolute
I
goat.
I don't know. I look back on that show and I think one of the things that kind of pisses me off though is it was like the era of TV where like the parents were perfect, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it was definitely some bullshit.
Yeah. Neither of the parents ever did anything wrong. And like the dad was always like a really good dad and all that, right?
Always knew exactly what to say at the right time. You know what I mean?
Amy and Alan, those were their character names. Yeah.
It's a TV show. Of course, they're gonna be portrayed that way. They're either portrayed that way or they're portrayed not at all. Like A lot of parents in these shows are just absent. Like the kids are just running wild.
And then you
Or
had
they're just like
Sean
dumb.
Hunter's dad, which was kind of like a scumbag, right?
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
But
Okay,
like
I
they
forgot
still
about
loved
that.
each other or whatever.
Yeah, like he was like from the broken home, and then you know what I mean. Like everyone else had like kind of like the perfect family, blah blah blah. So it was like that, and then eventually, like as they got older, right? That was like we were probably like in middle school by that time, like when their episodes were supposed to be like in college. I think, right? Or was it?
I'm looking at the
was
run
it still-
date. It
no, maybe it
says
was high school.
93 to 2000. That doesn't seem long enough.
Yeah,
So,
maybe
like,
it was.
Yeah. Maybe we were just watching reruns in middle school.
I'm sure
It's
we
gotta
were.
be what it is. So it was on ABC Family, or what is now Freeform, right?
Yeah, yeah. Can't go wrong there though.
Freeform.
What else you guys got?
Here, let's each go around maybe and name one more TV show, and then we'll move on to some movies.
Mm.
So let's see. There's one show I want to talk about in here, but I'm not going to talk about it because I feel like we should talk about that in a separately themed episode. I think Derick knows what show I might be looking at. But
Barney?
I wanna-
Is it Barney?
yeah, it's fine. You caught me. No, let's I want to just shout out Ed, and Eddy.
I knew it. I knew it was gonna be that one if it wasn't the other one.
This was probably my favorite show to come home from school and watch because it was like always on at the exact time I'd get home from school.
Mhm.
And I think they would show like back-to-back episodes at least. And that show was just so funny. It was so dumb, but it was just so funny.
Dude, I baited you with that one, slipping it in to
I
the
know.
document under Rugrats because I knew you were talking about it when we were talking about this episode, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I
This show,
slipped it in there because this is also another one where there's a dark fan theory.
oh my god! Why are all the good shows why do they have such depressing theories? Is it depressing?
Yeah, kinda, but yeah. Look it up.
Man,
Yeah, the show itself, outside of fan theories, like canon, still, yeah, pretty funny. Ed
Yeah.
just being an absolute idiot, but being the strongest entity in the universe,
yeah, right.
ostensibly.
And like, the only thing he would eat is like
Double D.
buttered toast. Buttered
Oh,
toast.
yeah. And he
Double
liked
D.
chicks, right? But like baby chicken chicks, right?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
I don't know, his voice actor probably had a lot of fun recording his lines. Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole.
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, they were just always hustling, right? Like Ed was always like Single D. Ed was always trying to think of a way to make quarters. Like they would just make like everything they charged was a quarter. Like they
Yeah, I
they
forgot
really
about that.
they weren't very ambitious. You know, they could have been charging like, I don't know, $1 at least. Yeah, and I have another admission to make about this show, and it is eerily similar to the Stickly one. And I think if you know the show,
Blank?
you know where I'm going with this. Yeah, there was a character on the show, and I forget the character's name, but he would
Johnny?
all. Okay, yeah, Johnny. He had a companion with him at all
Jimmy?
time. Maybe Jimmy.
No,
Jim-
Jimmy was the one with the retainer.
Then maybe it wasn't Johnny then. 2 J's.
No, it is Johnny. And Johnny
Okay.
2x4.
So yeah, so Johnny had a companion with him that he would always carry around with him called Plank, and it was literally just a wooden plank with a face drawn on it. And well, not ashamed to admit that I may have taken some wooden planks I found as a child and drew a face on them. And I was like, I have my own plank.
He just wanted friends so
Yeah.
bad. He
You
just
stick
wanted some
Stickly
friends.
and Plank.
Stick. It was, yeah, I don't know. I just had an affinity for wooden companions, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, man. I was fucking weird when I was younger.
No,
By
I
the way,
appreciate the hustle, man.
I know that I'm not the only one out there. So, listeners, if you were weird growing up like me and had companions like these that you made up, then leave a comment down below because I need to hear from you. I need to know I'm not alone out there.
Oh man, start a support group of people that made inanimate objects into companions.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I had to say about that show.
All right. Well, to take things on a less weird note, this is an absolute throwback, and I don't even remember much about it other than the damn, like, the face. But you'll know what I mean when I say Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah.
Now, I know the eyes lit up, but did
The
I,
mouth
for some
moved.
reason, it did, right? And it
Yeah.
spoke,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I swore it did, but like, I was also thinking to myself, kind of like your pooping the pants thought, like, did that really exist?
No, that one you can probably look up and get proof right now if you wanted to. But
Yeah, no, I was looking up
Yeah.
pictures of it, but I just remember always wanting to be on the show, and just like it looked so cool. It was like kind of every kid's dream. It was basically, you know, like those obstacle courses, but it just, I don't know, like it just had a cool theme to it. I'm sure the actual like set that they were on was probably like pretty janky, and it probably was not nearly as cool as, you know, it looked on TV. But, you know, I don't know, at this point, at what year is this? This is like this is like 96, 97.
Yeah, 93 to 95, apparently.
Okay, so yeah, like we're quite young. So to whatever age I was, this looked so legit, and like I was definitely jealous and thought that every kid on the show was like basically like the best athlete in the world.
Yeah.
You know?
they're legends.
That's true.
It was just a glorified obstacle course show, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
I don't even remember that much.
Just competing. Like, were there teams or were they individual? Was it an individual challenge?
There were teams with like colored shirts.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm seeing
That's all
some
I got.
pictures now.
Yeah.
But I do remember those corny ass helmets they had to wear. Like, I don't think any of the stuff you did required an actual helmet, but you know what I mean? They had
Yeah.
to. And then somebody help me out here. I could be totally wrong, but wasn't there like something similar, but it was more like an adult version? And I just remember them like they like shot these like cannons with these like foam balls in them, and they had to hit like targets and stuff. Like,
So
I don't know
American
what that-
Gladiator?
is that what it is?
American
You
Gladiators,
might be right.
yeah.
That was probably it, and it was like
That was the one with
same.
the cannons, but I don't know if it was
Exactly.
like an obstacle course, but there were
Yeah, it
like
was
challenges basically.
Exactly, it was something like to that effect. Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, yeah.
I never watched American Gladiators though. I just
I
know
didn't
it
watch
as a
it either.
reference.
There was
I've heard of
something
it.
like this, yeah. But either way, like, only in the 90s could that shit exist. They don't make stuff like that anymore. Like, that's what's kind of sad is I feel like kids don't actually see other kids, like, on TV. Like, remember, there were so many shows, was it Zoom? Where, like,
Zoom.
there were other kids on the show, so you, like, felt, right? Like, you could be, because you could apply, actually, for those shows. So, like, there was something
Yeah.
about the 90s kid shows where it's like, you always felt like somehow you had a chance of being on them, even though, you know, I'm sure you probably didn't, but it felt like that.
Yeah. Hey, representation matters.
Yes.
Do you remember Ubby Dubby from Zoom? The language they talk?
Yes.
And then the Send It to Zoom song they did.
Oh
Boston,
my
Mass.
gosh.
02134. Send it to Zoom.
I don't know if I remember. I vaguely remember this show, and that's a stretch. I don't really remember. I don't really have any memories with this show.
Zoom was around for a long time though. Like way before us even. It existed back in the 70s. Because I remember like my mom telling me this story where like she like put out a tape to like be on it or something like that.
Damn, yeah, 72.
The one we watched was like basically like a reboot of that.
Yeah, in 97 or 99. Damn.
It's the same concept essentially. They just rebooted it, but yeah, I don't know. I thought there was something really neat about that, like, you know, and they promoted that heavily, obviously, right? It's like, you know, submit your tapes, but like, my God, how many tapes was it a tape or what was it you had to send?
Had to have been.
Yeah. How many do you think they got, and how many do you think they just threw somewhere in like the trash?
A lot.
Had to have been
hundreds of thousands, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Derick, did you have a show? Was Zoom the show you wanted to talk about, or?
I was going to bring up something else, but if you want, we can move on to movies.
Bring it up.
So, speaking of the big face in Legends of the Hidden Temple, it must have been a big thing in the 90s. 'Cause, do you remember Zordon from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Yes, the head.
Big ass face in the command center.
Yes.
Dude, Power Rangers was definitely like a driving force in my life as a kid. Like, that was the reason that I thought I could do karate. And I would just be like punching the air in the middle of my living room.
But I gotta be honest though, like, Zordon looked weird. Like, who was the actor that they picked? Because that shit was not flattering.
Looks like Alfred Hitchcock.
Just kind of
Yeah,
like
you're right, it
not
kinda
to be rude, just kind of like a lumpy dude.
A lumpy dude.
Yeah, or at least I don't know. Maybe the way that they designed it looked weird. But I just remember thinking he looked weird as hell.
Yeah, I was always afraid of Zordon when I was little, just because he looked fucking weird.
What was the concept there though? Like, I understand what he was, but like,
I don't even remember.
what's the backstory? Like, what is that head? You know what I mean?
know, man.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. The Power Rangers, like, if you actually go back and like look or even watch anything from it, it's like not one thing that happens like makes any sense, and it's like all totally like out of context. I swear.
I'm all right with it.
Yeah, I mean, and I love that shit, dude.
So,
Like, core memory of just like coming home from school, eating Cheetos, and watching like Power Rangers. Like, that's
Hell
it.
Yeah.
yeah, so I was not a Power Rangers kid. I was too busy watching like the other shows I talked about. Yeah.
You're too busy like painting faces on like pieces of wood.
Just too busy playing with my
Creating
stick, stickly, and
companions.
plank. Yeah. But yeah, apparently Zordon was, according to the Ranger Wiki, he was a wise galactic wizard who fought for the side of good against the forces of evil. So he was just
Yes. So I
yeah.
read that too, but it doesn't explain why he just appears in a tube to the Power Rangers.
because
Yeah, why is he just
he's
a
a
head?
wizard. Because he's a wizard.
But where is
Yeah,
he?
but what is
he
his
broadcasting?
Oh, have you seen the Wizard of Oz?
What is his quest?
He just sends them on missions, probably, right? That's what they were doing in that show, right?
Also, like, I still go back and like, why did they pick that bald, lumpy dude? Like,
David
if
Fielding.
if your part is just to have a head there, like, shouldn't you pick someone like a little bit more like, I don't know, like serious, or like, I don't know, but this is just like this round, lumpy dude.
He's around.
Even when I was a kid, I was like, I wouldn't listen to anything that dude said.
It looks like he belongs in Rocket Power.
Yeah, straight up. Nah.
So, change of plans. We are not going to talk about any movies today. We are going to save that just for you. Extra special in another episode. So, I think we're going to hit off the clock. So, what are we excited about after work this week, or really just in any of our free time? I think on my end, as we're recording, CS2 is officially released. But
Yes.
I will have to wait at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 6 days to actually get a game in, because I am going to my parents because it's my mom's birthday on Sunday. So happy birthday, Mom. I love you.
Yeah,
All right, somebody else go.
Happy birthday, Mama. Mama Derick.
So, for me, I know I'm definitely excited about. I'm gonna try Cyberpunk. It's on sale on Steam as we speak,
Hell yeah.
and they just launched their 2.0, which is essentially like their like people are calling it the real release, right? After the buggy release, it had at this point, what is it, like 3 years ago almost? So this is kind of like what the game should have been when it launched. So I've not experienced it yet. I was actually kind of holding out for something like this. So I'm going to dive into it. And then there also is a DLC expansion that they dropped. So if I like the base game, then, I might invest in the DLC as well. But I at least want to get a taste of, kind of what the hype was about. And, you can't turn down Keanu Reeves. So
he is the fucking man.
yes, he is.
All right, and for me, like Derick, I too am going down to my parents this weekend, and I'm staying for the week while my mom goes on vacation, and I'm going to be watching her dogs. So, to fill the time, I'm going to bring my Xbox down, and I'm going to be playing a plethora of games, but I really, 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 really want to dive back into some Titanfall 2 because I know the servers are back up and running, the matchmaking works, and the game is booming all of a sudden, which I love to see. I used to play that game a lot when it first released. Obviously, I'm a big Apex Legends fan, and going back to Titanfall is just like an arena shooter with Apex Legends mechanics, and it is home sweet home. So I'll be playing a ton of that, and I might even revisit the campaign because the campaign is incredible. It's one of the most underrated FPS campaigns of all time.
Maybe I should play that.
I think you should, and I think Chris should too, and I think we could all circle back and have a discussion in the future regarding it.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but like great things about the campaign.
It's great,
which is interesting because when we played Titanfall 1, did that even have a campaign? No, I can't remember.
It did not. It just released with multiplayer, and it was still full price.
Damn.
Yeah, that was absolutely like the move. That game was the beta for Titanfall 2.
Yeah, Titanfall 1 crawled so Titanfall 2 could walk. Like,
yeah, it was like it's cool concept but lacking a ton of stuff. And then Titanfall 2, and if I remember though, Titanfall 2 just didn't do as well because I think it released like right up against like Battlefield or something like stupid that they released it next to, and it just got kind of buried.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. I don't remember what it was though.
Yeah, it released in 2016. So, what other games? Overwatch launched in 2016.
Gross.
Yeah, it was something
Battlefield
really dumb.
1.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Dark Souls, Gears of War 4. Yeah, it was a Stardew Valley, Derick. It was a busy year for games, so yeah, I kind of got lost in the fold, and I think Titanfall 1 didn't really garner the audience that it was hoping. So there wasn't a lot of excitement around it, but damn, it's a good game, and yeah, definitely play the campaign because one, it's not that long. It doesn't take. It's only like maybe like a 6 to 8 hour commitment. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you'll have fun. I guarantee it.
You're gonna love the way you look.
I guarantee it. Well, like Ryan said, if you ever made an inanimate object companion, you can reach out to Ryan and his companions, the human ones, at 5 o'clock sweats on Instagram, at 5 o'clock sweats on X. You can leave a comment on YouTube. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Anything else, boys?
That's all I got.
Go Birds and go Phils. Red October, baby. We are back, and I cannot fucking wait. Let's go. That's all I have.
Stay sweaty.
Stay sweaty.
Stay sweaty. Shit. I thought you guys froze for a second. I was like, wait, what's happening? I thought... Dude, the time went by so fucking fast. Holy shit. What the fuck? I actually thought we could get both in. I really did.
Well, if we didn't all do confessions. Fucking.
Well, Chris didn't have
To be
one.
honest, I was gonna say I didn't confess to
Chris
shit in
didn't,
this
Chris
episode.
didn't Chris has some weird shit probably he's holding on to. He doesn't want to disclose
I am
it.
a sealed box, bro. I
he
did
is.
not confess to shit.
Chris is like, fuck.
What does that mean? Like, whenever somebody confesses to something on the internet, the comment section is always like, dude, the CIA could not get that confession out of me.
Yeah, right. couldn't waterboard it out of him.